and welcome to my channel. I don't think I need to tell you what this look was inspired by. I'm hoping it's clear. A little while back I saw Birds of Prey in the cinema and yeah, I was like, Harley Quinn is pretty cool. So I decided to do a Harley Quinn inspired look, but I decided to do it my way, which is not to copy the exact look from the movie, because that's to me just quite boring. No, I want to do something that's inspired, but like my take on it. So I decided to go for the bouncy ponytails. And then just, you know, do more of a glam look, like Harley Quinn on a night out, something like that. Just my take on it, really. So yeah, we've got a lot to do. I really enjoy doing this look, so I really hope you will enjoy watching it and maybe try it out yourself. So let's get started. To start off with, I'm gonna put on a wig. Like I said in the intro, you know, like I want to do an inspired look and not a this is what you look like in the movie kind of look. So what I'm gonna do first is put on a wig that's not necessarily like the one like the hairdo she had in Birds of Prey. It's more like what she was wearing in Suicide Squad, but for one I prefer this hairdo slightly, and also more importantly, the Birds of Prey inspired wigs I could find made this one look expensive and classy. They were bad. Maybe they have better ones by now, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm just gonna put this on first. Okay, let me put it this way, my eBay wigs never looked as expensive in comparison to anything ever. Like, seriously, this is, wow, it's bad. It is, but then again it was cheap and yeah. Anyway, let's start on the makeup now, and that's going to be really, really good to compensate for this. Anyway, we're gonna start with the eye look. I gotta say, by the way, I actually do like the hairdo, sort of. But yeah, anyway, like I'm assuming, like obviously I'm just guessing what I said in the intro because I have yet to film that. Anyway, but I presume I've mentioned that I am going to do a glam look. Like, not a this is how she looked in the movie kind of look, because to me that's just not fun to do. I want to be creative in my own way. So I'm going to do a Harley Quinn inspired glam look. It's going to be glamorous, but it is going to be, you know, not very neat. It's going to be grungy, because to me that's just more like her. And for the purpose I'm going to use the Jawbreaker palette by Jeffree. If you don't have this palette, then you can also use brands like, I don't know, NYX, Sleek, Morphe. Lots of brands have bright colors. As long as you have these colors and a transition shade, you're gonna be fine. Blech. Anyway, I'm going to start with a transition in the crease. My transition is kind of warm, partly because warm shades look good on me, and partly because this is the closest thing to a transition shade that I have in this palette. And I usually prefer to use one palette and not 5 different ones for a look. But anyway, I'm just going to blend this pretty much upward all the way to my eyebrow. Not completely to my eyebrow, because I still want to do a highlight later on. But yeah, it's just going to be quite big. Now I'm starting off with color with a tinier brush, still a blending brush, and I'm sort of winging it out here. Basically my idea is, like, I want it to be pretty, like in the movie as well, in Birds of Prey, she looked really pretty in my opinion, but in a grungy, not very friendly way, I guess. I don't know, like not really classic glam, more like street style glam, I guess. So yeah, I want to do that in the makeup as well. And by the way, I'm the sort of person who always forgets all names, including her own. But like the character that was like the singer, if you've seen the movie. At one point in the movie she also wore this really, really awesome makeup, which I also want to do. Like, I think that was the first moment she appeared in the movie, like this like really glam winged look. I want to do something like that as well at some point. But yeah, for now we're just gonna concentrate on this. And by the way, don't worry about it being all the way on the skin here, because if you've seen the movie, she doesn't look particularly healthy. So we don't have to do a full-on flawless base around it. And really, it's kind of weird. She didn't look particularly classically pretty in the movie. But I do think she looked really, really, really cool. So yeah, just trying to put it in a glam look. Now I've just moved on to a darker shade of blue, and I pulled you up a little bit closer because we're going to enter the detailed territory now. But yeah, I'm just putting the darker shade, like I did the same on the pink side obviously. And I'm just going to pull it in a wing shape as well. However, I am going to try to like keep it within the borders of the blue that's already there. I don't want to make it too big. I'm sort of like aiming for, I suppose, sort of a messy winged look here. This is really just coming together as I go. Like, I had a vague idea as usual, but I didn't have like a face chart or a definite plan in mind. Like, I just don't work that way. But yeah, the grungy wing look is what we're gonna do. Is hereby decided. You know what's surprisingly the most difficult part about this? To see if it's even, because it's bought 2 different colors obviously, so it's really difficult to tell if it's even. We're just gonna zoom it is and do a brow bone highlight. I'm using an off-white shade for that. And then as always, just going over it with a big fluffy blender to make sure everything goes nice and smooth there. Next up, I'm gonna do a bit of a cut crease. That's by the way another thing I liked about the movie, how many different like makeup looks there were. They really did put effort into like making her seem like more of a regular woman who doesn't wear the exact same thing every single day. But anyway, I'm just going to do a very, well, not too high up, just, you know, some definition, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Well, you know, like I don't want it to be too drag-like, I just want it to be a little bit more, I don't know, like I don't want the cut crease to take over the entire look is what I'm trying to say. So I'm only keeping it in the inner corner, nothing too high up. Just a little bit above my natural crease and then just dabbing it out towards the outer corner. Before going to apply another shade on top of it. Okay, I just realized I have a problem. By the way, this was a white eyeshadow base by NYX, in case you were wondering. I don't have a blue shimmer in this palette, so I'm gonna have to find a different one in a moment. But first off, I'm just putting an off-white shade, shimmer shade, in my inner corners. And then on this side, I'm gonna blend it out with a pink shimmer, and on this side with a blue shimmer, obviously. By the way, one thing I really liked about the movie as well is the fact that, like, even though it was like complete girl power and really a very aggressive breakup movie, there's a wig hair in my eye. Anyway, like it was at no point too political or too, I don't know, pushy about it. Like it was just a really fun movie in my opinion to watch. Okay, this eye was a bit of a challenge because I couldn't find, in the half a second that I spent actually looking for it, a shimmer shade in the same texture as a pink one. So I used 2 different ones, but I think the result is fine. So I think now we're just going to move on to an eyeliner. Now for eyeliner, I'm going to go for a pencil because I want to be able to smudge it out later. This particular one is Intense Color by KIKO in shade 16, well the black one as you can tell. I do recommend using a very, you know, creamy one that's actually possible to blend out, that applies easily so you don't have to drag over the lid. Because I want the eyeliner to be there, but again, I want it to be kind of grungy and not too neat. So yeah, just toss it on there in a relatively tidy fashion, sort of. And then we'll work on blending it out later. Okay, I think I'm pleased. There's now a eyeshadow stain on my pencil. Yep. Anyway, yeah, time to blend it out with a black eyeshadow. I'm just going to use the same brush for this, tap it off very well, and then just go in. I think I'm not actually going to smudge it out all that much. I'm mostly just going to make it matte and just set the pencil. This particular one does stay in place pretty well on its own, even if you don't set it with a powder. But still, you know, depending on your pencil, you might want to really do this. And also, if you're going to be wearing this for like a costume party or whatever, the matte black eyeshadow is just going to make sure that if pictures are taken, then you won't have your eyeliner reflecting. And therefore, it'll look a lot darker than it would otherwise in pictures, which is always nice. Now, for foundation, if you're not a makeup artist, you might not have this. But I'm going to use a foundation that doesn't work on me. Now really, like it works fine, it's by The Ordinary. It looks fine on other people, just on me it always looks kind of patchy and weird. It just doesn't work with my skin for some reason. But it's pale, it's patchy, and that's exactly what I'm going for today. What you can also do, by the way, if you don't have a foundation that doesn't work on you. You can just use a foundation or a concealer that's too pale for you. And then just, you know, not blend it out properly. Also works. Because the whole idea, of course, is that she like fell into this thing of chemical waste. And yeah, that's apparently not very good for your health and skin. Unsurprisingly. I'm only going to use a little bit of concealer because I don't want to look too healthy. And then, of course, do set everything with powder. So that this awful base will actually stay in place all day. Now, for my contour I'm using, because I needed another palette for the blue shade anyway, I used the Blue Blood palette. And I'm going to use a bluish grey shade. With a brush I don't actually plan on using for my face again this week. Because I don't want to have disasters tomorrow morning. But yeah, I'm just going to do quite a heavy contour. This might be a bit more dramatic than it was in the movie, but let's face it, I'm going for glam here. Then anyway, back to the under eye area. That's going to be very easy. I'm just basically going to drag the pencil through my lower lashes. Not on the waterline, but right below it. And just leave it smushy like this. Basically as if you've slept in it for a night. Then we're just going to finish it up by putting the color, that's the darkest matte shade on the eye, on the under eye. Yeah. So on this eye it's going to be pink. Nevertheless, I do want some highlight, so I'm using the shimmer shade for that. Brows are going to be very simple. I think in the movie she had quite dark eyebrows, so I'm just using a brown eyeshadow from the palette. Because I'm holding it already anyways. And just messily applying it. Like, I do keep it within my eyebrows, but I don't want them to look as if I've actually done anything to them. I want them to look very, you know, just wild and natural, basically. And to really drive that bushy effect home, I'm gonna also use a lot of eyebrow plumper. Now, up until this point, I was contemplating using falsies, but then again, I really don't think, like, Harley Quinn doesn't strike me as the sort of person who would have the patience to apply falsies properly. So instead I'm just going to go for a heap of mascara. Then for the heart underneath the eye, on most pictures I could find it was on the right side, so I'm going to do it on the right side. With a pen liner, because I can't do that with a pencil. Okay, then next up it's time for the rhinestones. These are, I think, size SS10, but I'm not completely sure. They're just tiny rhinestones that I got off eBay, basically. I'm going to put them around my eyebrows, I think, but if you're going to use them on your eyelid, I do recommend using just regular the eyelash glue, because it's made for the eyelid. I'm going to use liquid latex, because I have it anyways. So yeah, but just be safe and use something that won't ruin your complete eyesight. Okay, that's on there. I gotta say, this feels really weird, but the thing is, with liquid latex, it feels as if it's going to fall off, and then it dries completely, and then it feels like it's never going to come off again. Just, you know, to compare these, who remembers these still? I once glued them to my face with liquid latex, and they were stuck so well that it actually was quite painful getting them off again. So even this beneath my eye is going to stick pretty well, I think. Anyway, for the lips, like, honestly, my instinct for this kind of look would be to go for blue or pink or nude. But in the movie, she always wore red lipstick, so we're going to go for red as well. Okay, I was just waving around a liquid lipstick, but I actually just changed my mind randomly and decided to go for a cream lipstick instead. So we're going to be a luxury Harley Quinn and go for Yves Saint Laurent. And if you're going to do some criminal activities, you know, you might want to use setting spray, just in case you get hit with water or something. Okay, even this setting spray can't save this dreadful foundation. Anyway, yeah, but I think we're done, so we're going to go on to the show part. And we're left with the final results. I gotta say, I really love how this turned out. Like, I don't know, I didn't expect to like this look so much. This one curl doesn't want to curl. Anyway, I didn't expect to like this look so much. But now that we're done, I don't even mind the awful wig anymore. I really want to go outside like this. I don't have anywhere to go, but I sort of want to because I love how this turned out. I just love looking weird. Even though, like, the red lipstick totally clashes with the pink eye look on one side, and yeah. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did enjoy this video, please click the like button. It would really help me out. If you want to see more of my tutorials, you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. A lot of what I do is actually more wearable than this. Not everything, though. Point being, for now at any rate, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!